This flip camera is amazing, by the way. I need to buy stock in them. Like it was completely broke, and now it's working again. It's great. All right, table knives. All right, so here's the phraseology, and you can go on the website later and check this all out again. Since I'm taping it, I'll put it up on the website tonight. All right. So, so here's how you sell table knives. Okay. So, Mrs. Jones, so you do the carving. You do the carving fork. Do you guys tell a story about the carving fork? I'm not going to go through each one. Mrs. Jones, it's really important that you have a fork. You want to have two forks because when you take the two forks, you want to put them both in the. If you want lifting up something like a ham or a roast, you don't want to take one fork, stick it in there, pick it up, and be like, oh, and try to balance it. As you go to the dinner table. I used to, with the carving fork, Mrs. Jones, I actually went to this lady's house. Satari, you're the best ever. By the way, Satari is the #1 receptionist in the New York area for the summer, and so far for the like we have statistical analysis and all that stuff. She is the #1 receptionist in all of New York. Okay, and might be all in the region. I haven't even checked the region numbers, but can we give her a round of applause because she? Thank you, Satari. Okay, so cool. All right, so as far as this goes, So you want to have two forks. So actually, I went to this lady's house once, Mr. Jones. I'm sorry, I can't see you in the time. I'll move. I know you want to see me. All right, so I went to this lady's house, and she just had a carving set. Like her parents got it, like somebody got her a carving set as a gift, like a Cutco carving set. And so she had Thanksgiving. She was telling me this as I was there, and she had a. This is a story I actually tell my customers. Okay, I tell lots of stories. All right, stories sell people. If you just so you guys understand, going out of character for a minute, but you sell people with stories. All right, I was using this the other day. I tried to make a sandwich with this. I was doing this. I cut a piece of ice. And I did this, and I was at Miss Jones' house, and she used this, and she was doing this, and we did this, and it was so cool. And they're like, oh, I want to be a part of the story. Okay, so I tell a lot of stories. All right, so I had this customer. They got just the carving set, and they were very happy with that. But then they had a Thanksgiving dinner, and they had the Cutco carving fork, and they had a plastic fork. Okay, and they took the turkey and they picked it up, and it was really hot, and the plastic fork melted and burnt like it bent, and she dropped the whole turkey on the floor, like in front of everyone, like the entire it was Thanksgiving turkey, right? It just fell on the floor, and she was just like, and I asked her, like, what did you do? She's like, what else could I do? I picked it up, we washed it off, and it was Thanksgiving dinner. Okay. Needless to say, she offered me food at her house. I didn't eat anything. So you really want to have two forks, Mr. Jones. It's really important that you have the two forks for hams or whatever. Okay, that's how you sell a carving fork, by the way. Okay, so now the last tool in the set is the table knives. Now, Mrs. Jones, even if you don't cook a lot, do you eat here in this house? You guys eat? So you have like cabinets with food in there? Okay, cool. So table knives, you need to get table knives. Table knives are the best, all right? So I see you have your steak knife there. Could you do me a favor? Can you take your steak knife, and I want you to just jab it into your finger as hard as you can. Okay? Whoa, stop. Because they always pick it up and they go, okay? And I go, oh, don't do that, all right? So I'm only kidding, Mr. Jones, because see how your steak knife has a very sharp point on it. See, it's very rare. No one slashed themselves with a steak knife because you don't pick up steak and then cut towards your hand, okay? Where people hurt themselves with steak knives is they put their fork in there, they're going back and forth, and they slip and they get themselves with a sharp point on the edge. This is like, Mr. Jones, I mean, have you ever had that happen with your kids? Have you ever seen your kids cut food and everything falls off the plate, okay? So that's what happens, and that's why these are really dangerous, where ours are a lot safer for your kids. See those? Like if they slip and jab themselves with this, they're not going to hurt themselves at all. So these are a lot safer because I'm assuming, I mean, you have some young kids. I'm assuming your kids don't cook a lot. You probably do most of the cooking, right? But they probably do most of the eating, right? So therefore, you want to have these. These are safe. Your kids aren't going to be using the big knives. By the way, what am I handling there? Just to go out of character. Oh, it's dangerous. I don't want these around my kids. Okay, so I just handle that right there, all right? So that way customers don't say that. I just handle everything that a customer has ever said to me in a demo that I thought was stupid. I just say it in the demo, and then I take care of that. That's just the point. Just take care of it before it comes out, okay? So it's out of character. But let me go back up. So now the great thing also about the table knives, Ms. Jones, is they're not butter knives, they're not steak knives, okay? They're table knives, all right? So Mr. Jones, have you ever tried to butter a roll with your steak knife? Okay, does it work? They go, no, okay, and I go, all right, you rip up the roll, you butter your hand, all right? Or if you ever try to cut a roll with a butter knife, that doesn't work either, right? Because you smush the roll and you rip it apart and you get bread all over the place, which isn't good either. So with these are really sharp, so it's sharp enough to cut a roll. It's also good so you can then cut frozen butter. A lot of times people take the frozen butter out and you have the, and so like a lot of times with butter, like people will scrape the top, okay, and then you have this butter that's like misshapen and weird looking. So with this, you can just make the patties. You can actually, this will go straight down through all the butter. You put the patties patties out, the frozen butter patties, and then by the time it's ready to eat, you can just start, putting those right on your rolls. So this is really good for going through frozen butter. And since there's no point on the front, it's not going to rip up your roll, so you can spread, which is really important. Okay, so instead of having 2 knives, a butter knife and a steak knife on your table, you only have 1. And Mrs. Jones, do you have a dishwasher? Say yes or no. Yes. Okay. We had a dishwasher in my house too. His name was Matt. And I had to wash all the dishes. Okay, and I didn't really mind washing the dishes. And then we got like a real dishwasher, like an actual electric one. And my mom made me wash the dishes before I put them in the dishwasher. And I was like, why do we have this thing? You should have gave me the $300. All right. So, but the point is that I didn't mind washing the plates. The plates were no big deal, but it was all the silverware that was a pain in the neck. Okay, and washing all the silverware and sticking your hands in there, and it was just awful. So I love the fact when we got these table knives, because how many people do you have in your family that eat dinner? Give me a number.
11.
Give me a real number.
4.
Give me a real number that most people say.
4.
4. Okay, 4 or 5. Great. So 4 people. So you have 4 people typically around your dinner table. So Miss Jones, so instead of having 8 knives on your table, you only have 4. Okay, and after a week, 4 times 7 days a week times 4, so that's 28 knives that stay out of your sink that you don't have to wash or put in your dishwasher. So it really does save you a lot of time washing dishes and cleaning up. Now, also a great thing. Do you ever have like salad before dinner, like meal? Yeah. Okay. So the great thing is, with salad, there's 2 things that people do with salad. One is they don't cut it up enough. All right. So then when you take the salad out of the bowl, you literally have to put your fork in there and you pull out a whole big piece of lettuce and you gotta like crunch it into your mouth. It's like right, which is really annoying. Or you have to cut the salad up in the bowl and you knock all the salad out of the bowl. Okay, and you end up knocking everything out. So with this, I'm going to show you in a minute how it cuts. Is you can go straight down in your salad. So you can just push straight down and you don't have everything coming out all over the place. I'm going to show you in a minute how great these are going straight down, which is cool. So that way you don't have salad all over your table. Also, have you ever had like tomatoes, like the grape tomatoes or cherry tomatoes? Yeah, and you put those in the salad, but you can never stab those. Okay, so you have to eat all the other salad out, and then you have to scoop the cherry tomato in your mouth, and you bite down, juice goes out, it gets on your shirt, you look like a pig, for the rest of the evening. So with this, you can actually go in and you cut the little things. Do you have any? I used to bring grapes. I go, here, watch this with the grape. I go, when I push straight down, I show them how to cut. All right, so you can do that, or you can use cherry tomatoes. Get them little thing of cherry tomatoes, bring them to every demo. Box costs $1, right? So this is really great for your salad, so that way people don't mess everything up. So all in all, it's just an awesome knife. And let me show you how, like I'm talking about how well it cuts straight down. Let me show you how it works. I'm going to take out the leather, and I do the leather demonstration, okay? Shoosh, 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 okay? There you go. So Mrs. Jones, so can you see, like these tables are great. So like every single person, like if I only sold table knives, then I would be fine. Like I think it's one of the best things that customers use, and something that everybody needs. Like every single person needs these table knives, and they're just awesome. So now can you see how after going through that, can you see how you're going to use all these tools over a lifetime? Great. Let me show you some of the storage. That's how you sell a table.